Hello and welcome. Today we are going to develop our understanding of the extraordinary relationship between our mind and our emotions. Welcome to day 5 in our journey of emotional discovery and emotional learning. In our adult lives, this powerful relationship between our mind and our emotions will be one of the most influential relationships that we ever have. Our emotions are the ultimate relational tool. They give us information and they create and transform energy. The task of our mind, the task of our extraordinary mind, is to listen and to respond to this information, to process and interpret, to reflect and consider, and to make sense of the way that we're feeling. And in doing so, we can formulate choices and create intentions and direction. We can then channel our highly charged emotional energy into helpful and valuable action. This is the way that our mind and our emotions work in harmony together. They're a team. And like any relationship, good communication sits right at the centre of its health and its well-being. We all know that if we visit a foreign country and we don't speak the language, then our interactions can be fraught with difficulty, with frustration and with misunderstanding. And this can lead us to view our experience of this country in a bad light. Our difficulties in communication will colour our perception. Our relationship with our emotions is no different. If we don't have an emotional language, if we've grown up in a world where our family weren't emotionally fluent themselves, then understandably we won't have learned a good or expansive emotional vocabulary ourselves. And this is highly likely to colour our perception of our emotions, particularly the more challenging ones. When we lack an emotional language, this can leave us feeling afraid and mistrustful of any of our more difficult or challenging emotions. And this is frequently reinforced further by a culture that tends to classify emotions as either positive or negative, good or bad. So I'd like to create a completely new classification. I'd like to invite you to reclassify your emotions as falling into 2 new categories. The category of the easy, comfortable, relaxed, joyful, happy kind of camp, and the category of the uneasy, uncomfortable, tense, unhappy, stressed out kind of camp. If you're feeling something in the easy and comfortable camp, then this is informing you. Life is on track. Whereas if you are feeling something in the uneasy, uncomfortable camp, this is also informing you. Something's going on, something's not okay, and we need to listen to this. This isn't a good, bad scenario. These are all emotions that need to be heard and welcomed. We should never be afraid of what we're feeling. We learned yesterday that we may not always be able to attach a definitive memory to an emotional experience. However, we may still be carrying unresolved emotional tension and unresolved emotional history, and this will get in the way of us moving forwards in life. If we are afraid of the way that we feel, or our mind interprets and perceives certain emotions as bad and judges them in this way, this will make it very hard to process and release these emotions and any emotional blocks that they've created within us. If our mind is unable to engage in a healthy, fluent conversation, in a healthy relationship with our emotions, this will create difficulties for us. When our mind can listen and interpret our emotional experience fluently, we can develop a healthy, mutually responsive relationship between our mind and our emotions, so that all of our emotions can actually serve us in the way that they're intended. So let's make a healthy commitment to ourselves. Let's start to classify our feelings into the easy, comfortable camp and the uneasy, uncomfortable camp, whilst knowing that all of these emotions are offering us valuable information and deserve to be listened to, understood, heard and received. Let's give our mind full permission to welcome and engage with all of our emotions. Let's develop a thriving and flourishing emotional language that will enable this extraordinary relationship between our mind and our emotions to flourish and work at its absolute best. Let's meditate together. As we begin our meditation, we will focus on our thought for today. My mind and my emotions work in harmony together. My mind and my emotions work in harmony together. In the first part of our meditation, as you hear the singing bowl, we will focus on allowing the release of any stored up emotional tension and any emotional unease that we may be experiencing. We understand that there is no need for any kind of self-analysis and no need to be afraid of the feelings that may be surfacing. In the second part of our meditation, as you hear the singing bowl again, we will move to a place of stillness and calm, a place of thoughtful limits, knowing that we can choose to return to a place of further release at a later time. Firstly, make sure that you are in a safe place, and then get into a comfortable position and close your eyes. Allow yourself to breathe naturally, gently, but deeply. Allow yourself to focus on any areas in your body where you're feeling tension, unease, or discomfort. As you breathe out, encourage that part of your body to relax. Allow any tension and any emotional energy associated with that part of your body to surface without any judgment, without any blame, and without any criticism. As emotions surface, simply allow their release, and then return yourself to breathing gently, being mindful that our mind and our emotions are a team, and our emotions are a team. When our mind welcomes our emotions, welcomes our emotions without any fear and without judgment, then our mind and our emotions can work in harmony together. So let's allow any tension to surface, any emotional tension to find its way to the surface and to arrive. All of our emotions are welcome here. Just a gentle acceptance, followed by a gentle release. As we let go of any emotional tension and any emotional unease, as we let go of any emotions that have built up over time, we make space. We make space for a new kind of dialogue and a new kind of conversation. A healthy conversation where our mind and our emotions work in harmony together. A healthy conversation full of possibility and full of potential. Enabling release of any emotions that are no longer appropriate for us to be carrying. A gentle release and a gentle letting go. It's time to place a safe boundary around this part of our meditation. It's time to bring the release of emotions to a close. As we clear the space within ourselves, we can begin to relax and move gently into a space of stillness, a space of presence and a space of calm. Continue to breathe naturally, gently and deeply. And as you hear the singing bowl again, we'll draw our meditation to a close. It's time to draw our meditation to a close. Throughout the day, remind yourself from time to time of our thought for today. My mind and my emotions work in harmony together. My mind and my emotions work in harmony together. Keep this thought in your mind and perhaps write it on a piece of paper and carry it with you. My mind and my emotions work in harmony together. From time to time during your day, bring yourself back to this thought and be mindful that at any point in our lives and at any age or stage of our growth and development, we can learn a new language. We can learn an emotional language. And our mind and our emotions can dance together with ease and harmony. Take care.